Hey guys, in this video I want to go ahead and continue to practice graphing reciprocal trig functions. Okay, so we've gotten a hang of doing this. We just want to kind of fine-tune our practice. And remember, you want to start off with this one. Okay, remember, now we're graphing reciprocal trig functions. Remember that cosecant is a reciprocal of sine. So the way we're going to go ahead and do it is we're not going to graph this guy. We're going to actually first graph 2 sine of x over 2 minus pi over 2 plus 1. That's what I'm going to graph first, okay? And then at the very end, I'm going to reciprocal everything, okay? And if you missed the first video, I'll go ahead and over it again. But what's my midline? Well, it's the number that's out here, so that's a 1, all right? Easy enough. Amplitude, it's the number in front of the sine, that's a 2. Period, 2 pi over whatever's in front of the x. Well, what's in front of the x is actually a 1/2, okay? It's a 1/2, so 2 pi divided by 1/2. Now remember, dividing is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2. So you're multiplying by 2. So that's going to give me a period of 4 pi. Okay? So that means by the time I get over here to that one cycle, I should be at 4 pi. So let's go ahead and draw that out. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So by the time I get over here, I should have 4 pi. Okay? Now what about my four sections, the 4 quadrants? You're going to take your period, you're going to divide it into 4. And that's going to give you 1. Okay? So each, you're going to count by 1 pi, and then 2 pi, and then 3 pi. And then, of course, 4 pi. Okay? All right, now we're going to go ahead and continue. Let's go do our horizontal shift. Our horizontal shift is whatever's inside the parentheses. You're going to solve that, set that equal to 0. X over 2 minus pi over 2. Set that equal to 0. X over 2 is equal to pi over 2. All right, and then we're going to cross multiply this 2 right there. We're going to get x equals 2 pi over 2, which is just pi. So we're going to move this guy pi units to the right, which is great, which not too difficult because everything here is in pi. So now we're going to start graphing. First thing I'm going to go ahead and graph is my midline. What's my midline? And I'll do it in black first. My midline is going to be 1. Nice and easy. Your midline straight across. That's the first thing you always want to start with. Okay, nice midline right there. Now remember, we start off at sine. Sine starts at the midline. Okay, right here. And then we go to the amplitude. Okay. We go to the amplitude. So from here, the amplitude is 2, 1, 2. And then the midline. And then down to the amplitude, 1, 2. And then the midline, right there. Good, so we have something that looks like this. All right. And there it is. Now we got to shift it. We're going to shift it pi units to the right. So that means this guy is actually going to go over here. I'll do that in red, right here. This guy is going to go over here. Whoops, only pi units, I'm sorry. So from here to here is pi units, right there. From here to here is pi units right there. From here to here, that's pi units. From here to here is pi. And then 1, 2, 3 over here would be 5 pi. And then that would be right there. So now you have something that looks like this. And it's a nice, beautiful shift. Okay. There it is. Now, last thing I got to do is cosecant. Okay. Because remember, we're not doing sine, we're doing cosecant. So we have to do the reciprocal. Well, how do we do that? Well, if you remember, wherever you hit right here, the midline, okay, because this is another way of saying the x-intercept, we're going to have a reciprocal. We're going to have a reciprocal of that 0, which becomes undefined. So right here, we're going to have asymptotes right there. Okay, that's what we're going to have. Same thing over here. Nice, all the way straight up. And now we're just going to reciprocal. We're going to flip it. So you notice this guy here, instead of going down, well, he's going to go concave up, the reciprocal. And then this guy over here, instead of being down, it's like being concave up, he's going to be concave down. There it is. There it is, guys. We just grabbed cosecant. All right, let's go ahead and do another one. For this one, same thing, secant. Well, we're not going to graph secant. We are going to graph cosine first. Okay, 3x plus pi. And then we'll continue. Okay, we'll graph this one and we'll flip it. Midline is nothing. Whoa, actually it's over here, isn't it? Yes, it is, -2. What's my amplitude? 3. What's my period? Well, it's 2 pi in front of whatever that x is. In front of the x is a 3, so it's 2 pi over 3. Good, so we start off at 0. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So by the time we get to that one cycle, we get 2 pi over 3. Well, what am I going to do? I'm going to take 2 pi over 3 and I'm going to divide it into 4. Well, dividing by 4 is the same thing as multiplying by 1/4. Okay, and when you do that, you should get pi over 6. So we're going to be counting by pi over 6. 1 pi over 6, 2 pi over 6, 3 pi over 6. Okay, and then the horizontal shift, well, just take whatever's inside your parentheses, set that equal to 0, and you're going to solve it. So that net positive pi becomes a negative pi. You divide by 3, you get a negative pi over 3. So we're going to move this guy negative pi over 3 to the left. There's a problem though. You see how these guys are in 6s? Okay, well, we're going to actually change this guy to be a 6. Well, how do you do that? We're going to multiply the bottom and the top by 2. So this is going to be negative 2 pi over 6. That means we're going to move them actually 2 steps to the left. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this would be negative pi over 6. Okay. And now we can start graphing. All right, so where do we start at? We start at our midline. Midline is -2 right here. 2, 2, 2. Okay. All right. And then what do? Well, my amplitude, what's my amplitude? My amplitude is 3. But remember, this is cosine. So where do we start? We start on the amplitude. So we normally start here, but we're going to start on the amplitude. What's the amplitude? 3. So we're going to go from here, we're going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3 right there. Good. So now we're going to go midline and then amplitude. 1, 2, 3. And then we go back to the midline and then back to the amplitude. 1, 2, 3 right there. So we have this nice, beautiful curve right here. Toot, toot. Right here. Be careful. Okay. Nice. There it is. Now we got to do is shift it 2 units to the left and 2 pi units to over 6 to the left. So that means this guy is going to go 2. So 1, 2. This guy's going to go over here. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be negative 2 pi over 6. And then this guy's going to go 1, 2 over here. This guy's going to go 1, 2. This guy's going to go 1, 2. And this guy's going to go 1, 2 right there. And then we have this nice curve here. Just like that. Okay. Now remember, we want to go ahead and graph secant, not cosine. So what we're going to do is wherever I see it crosses that midline right here, that's going to be my asymptote right there. Okay, same thing over here. That's going to be my asymptote. Okay. And all I want to do is I want to reflect it. So this guy, instead of opening up here, it's going to open down. Okay. This guy is going to open, whoops, upward like that. And then this guy is going to open upward like that. So you see how it flips it and reflects it. All right, guys. So hopefully that helps out. Just want to give you a couple more examples on how to do these. And see you guys next time.